Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The topology of a network whose components are all connected directly to every other component. The act of interlocking or meshing. An open fabric of string or rope or wire woven together at regular intervals. Contact by fitting together. The meshing of gears. Coordinate in such a way that all parts work together effectively. Entangle or catch in, or as if in, a mesh. Keep engaged. The number of openings per linear inch of a screen. Measure size of particles. A 100 mesh screen. Work together in harmony. The topology of a network whose components are all connected directly to every other component. A device that prevents an automotive engine from starting. The Ives know how to bypass the ignition interlock. The act of interlocking or meshing. An interlocking of arms by the police held the crowd in check. Coordinate in such a way that all parts work together effectively. Hold in a locking position. Become engaged or intermeshed with one another. The act of interlocking or meshing. An interlocking of arms by the police held the crowd in check. Contact by fitting together. Linked or locked closely together as by dovetailing. The act of interlocking or meshing. An open fabric of string or rope or wire woven together at regular intervals. Contact by fitting together. The meshing of gears. An open fabric of string or rope or wire woven together at regular intervals. The excess of revenues over outlays in a given period of time, including depreciation and other non-cash expenses. An open fabric of string or rope or wire woven together at regular intervals. A computer network consisting of a worldwide network of computer networks that use the TCP/IP network protocols to facilitate data transmission and exchange. Yield as a net profit. This sale netted me $1 million. Make as a net profit. Construct or form a web, as if by weaving. Catch with a net. Net a fish. Conclusive in a process or progression. The net result. Remaining after all deductions. Net profit. A goal lined with netting, as in soccer or hockey. A trap made of netting to catch fish or birds or insects. Game equipment consisting of a strip of netting dividing the playing area in tennis or badminton. An open fabric of string or rope or wire woven together at regular intervals. Electronics. A system of interconnected electronic components or circuits. An interconnected system of things or people. He owned a network of shops. A system of intersecting lines or channels. A railroad network. Broadcasting. A communication system consisting of a group of broadcasting stations that all transmit the same programs. The networks compete to broadcast important sports events. Communicate with and within a group. You have to network if you want to get a good job. A mutual promise to marry. The act of giving someone a job. Contact by fitting together. The engagement of the clutch. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The teacher tried to increase his students' engagement in class activities. A hostile meeting of opposing military forces in the course of a war. He lost his romantic ideas about war when he got into a real engagement. Employment for performers or performing groups that lasts for a limited period of time. A meeting arranged in advance. Entangle or catch in, or as if in, a mesh. Entangle or catch in, or as if in, a mesh. Consume all of one's attention or time. Carry out or participate in an activity. Be involved in. They engaged in a discussion. Engage or hire for work. Give to in marriage. Carry on, wars, battles, or campaigns. Engage for service under a term of contract. Keep engaged. Engage the gears. Hire for work or assistance. Engage aid, help, services, or support. Ask to represent. Of legal counsel. Get caught. Make sure the gear is engaged. A restraint incorporated into the ignition switch to prevent the use of a vehicle by persons who do not have the key. Place in a place where something cannot be removed or someone cannot escape. The parents locked her daughter up for the weekend. Enclosure consisting of a section of canal that can be closed to control the water level, used to raise or lower vessels that pass through it. Hold in a locking position. He locked his hands around her neck. Keep engaged. A strand or cluster of hair. Become engaged or intermeshed with one another. They were locked in embrace. A fastener fitted to a door or drawer to keep it firmly closed. A mechanism that detonates the charge of a gun. Any wrestling hold in which some part of the opponent's body is twisted or pressured. Become rigid or immovable. The therapist noticed that the patient's knees tended to lock in this exercise. Build locks in order to facilitate the navigation of vessels. Fasten with a lock. Lock the bike to the fence. Hold fast, in a certain state. He was locked in a laughing fit. Pass by means through a lock in a waterway. Handle and cause to function. Do not operate machinery after imbibing alcohol. Perform as expected when applied. Perform surgery on. The doctors operated on the patient but failed to save his life. Direct or control. Projects, businesses, etc. Perform a movement in military or naval tactics in order to secure an advantage in attack or defense. Keep engaged. The configuration of a communication network. The branch of pure mathematics that deals only with the properties of a figure x that hold for every figure into which x can be transformed with a one-to-one correspondence that is continuous in both directions. The study of anatomy based on regions or divisions of the body and emphasizing the relations between various structures, muscles and nerves and arteries etc., in that region. The configuration of a communication network. Topographic study of a given place, especially the history of the place as indicated by its topography. Greenland's topology has been shaped by the glaciers of the Ice Age. Move or strike with a noise. His arm was snapped forward. An informal photograph, usually made with a small handheld camera. My snapshots haven't been developed yet. Tender green beans without strings that easily snap into sections. The act of catching an object with the hands. The infielder's snap and throw was a single motion. Separate or caused to separate abruptly. The rope snapped. Cause to make a snapping sound. Snap your fingers. Lose control of one's emotions. When her baby died, she snapped. The tendency of a body to return to its original shape after it has been stretched or compressed. The waistband had lost its snap. Record on photographic film. She snapped a picture of the president. Break suddenly and abruptly, as under tension. The pipe snapped. A fastener used on clothing fastens with a snapping sound. Children can manage snaps better than buttons. A crisp round cookie flavored with ginger. Any undertaking that is easy to do. To grasp hastily or eagerly. Make a sharp sound. His fingers snapped. Utter in an angry, sharp, or abrupt tone. The sales clerk snapped a reply at the angry customer. A sudden sharp noise. He can hear the snap of a twig. American football. Putting the ball in play by passing it, between the legs, to a back. The quarterback fumbled the snap. A spell of cold weather. A cold snap in the middle of May. A sudden breaking. Bring the jaws together. He snapped indignantly. Close with a snapping motion. The lock snapped shut. Move with a snapping sound. Bullets snapped past us. Put in play with a snap. Snap a football. The act of snapping the fingers. Movement of a finger from the tip to the base of the thumb on the same hand. He gave his fingers a snap. The noise produced by the rapid movement of a finger from the tip to the base of the thumb on the same hand. Servants appeared at the snap of his fingers. A small fragment. Overheard snatches of their conversation. The act of catching an object with the hands. Martin's snatch at the bridle failed and the horse raced away. Law. The unlawful act of capturing and carrying away a person against their will and holding them in false imprisonment. To grasp hastily or eagerly. Before I could stop him, the dog snatched the ham bone. Take away to an undisclosed location against their will and usually in order to extract a ransom. Obscene terms for female genitals. A weightlift in which the barbell is lifted overhead in one rapid motion. To make grasping motions. The cat snatched at the butterflies. The act of catching an object with the hands. He made a grab for the ball before it landed. Take hold of so as to seize or restrain or stop the motion of. Capture the attention or imagination of. This story will grab you. Get hold of or seize quickly and easily. A mechanical device for gripping an object. Make a grasping or snatching motion with the hand. The passenger grabbed for the oxygen mask. Obtain illegally or unscrupulously. Take or grasp suddenly. She grabbed the child's hand and ran out of the room. Reach with a blow or hit in a particular spot. Perceive with the senses quickly, suddenly, or momentarily. Ears open to catch every sound. Perceive by hearing. I didn't catch your name. The act of catching an object with the hands. Mays made the catch with his back to the plate. A drawback or difficulty that is not readily evident. It sounds good, but what's the catch? Suffer from the receipt of. She will catch hell for this behavior. See or watch. Take hold of so as to seize or restrain or stop the motion of. Hear, usually without the knowledge of the speakers. Succeed in catching or seizing, especially after a chase. Did you catch the thief? To hook or entangle. Apprehend and reproduce accurately. The quantity that was caught. The catch was only 10 fish. A restraint that checks the motion of something. Attract and fix. Capture as if by hunting, snaring, or trapping. Detect a blunder or misstep. The act of apprehending, especially apprehending a criminal. A person regarded as a good matrimonial prospect. Attract. Cause to be enamored. Catch up with and possibly overtake. Grasp with the mind or develop an understanding of. Did you catch that illusion? A break or check in the voice, usually a sign of strong emotion. A cooperative game in which a ball is passed back and forth. He played catch with his son in the backyard. A fastener that fastens or locks a door or window. Anything that is caught, especially if it is worth catching. He shared his catch with the others. Become aware of. Be struck or affected by. Catch fire. Be the catcher. Who is catching? Cause to become accidentally or suddenly caught, ensnared, or entangled. Check oneself during an action. She managed to catch herself before telling her boss what was on her mind. Contract. Did you catch a cold? Delay or hold up. Prevent from proceeding on schedule or as planned. Discover or come upon accidentally, suddenly, or unexpectedly. Catch somebody doing something or in a certain state. Get or regain something necessary, usually quickly or briefly. Catch one's breath. Reach in time. I have to catch a train at 7 o'clock. Spread or be communicated. The fashion did not catch. Start burning. Take in and retain. We have a big barrel to catch the rainwater. Artifact made by weaving or felting or knitting or crocheting natural or synthetic fibers. Woven cloth originated in Mesopotamia around 5000 BC. Artifact made by weaving or felting or knitting or crocheting natural or synthetic fibers. She measured off enough material for a dress. Having substance or capable of being treated as fact, not imaginary. Having material or physical form or substance. The tangible substance that goes into the makeup of a physical object. Coal is a hard black material. A person judged suitable for admission or employment. He was university material. Concerned with or affecting physical as distinct from intellectual or psychological well-being. Material needs. Concerned with worldly rather than spiritual interests. Material possessions. Derived from or composed of matter. The material universe. Directly relevant to a matter, especially a law case. His support made a material difference. Information, data or ideas or observations, that can be used or reworked into a finished form. The archives provided rich material for a definitive biography. Things needed for doing or making something. Writing materials. Artifact made by weaving or felting or knitting or crocheting natural or synthetic fibers. The fabric in the curtains was light and semi-transparent. The underlying structure. It is part of the fabric of society. Artifact made by weaving or felting or knitting or crocheting natural or synthetic fibers. Of or relating to fabrics or fabric making. Textile research. A person who is in a position to give you special assistance. He used his business contacts to get an introduction to the governor. The physical coming together of two or more things. Contact with the pier scraped paint from the hull. A thin curved glass or plastic lens designed to fit over the cornea in order to correct vision or to deliver medication. Be in or establish communication with. He never contacted his children after he emigrated to Australia. A communicative interaction. The pilot made contact with the base. Be in direct physical contact with, make contact. The wire must not contact the metal cover. A channel for communication between groups. The act of touching physically. Her fingers came in contact with the light switch. Electronics. A junction where things, as two electrical conductors, touch or are in physical contact. They forget to solder the contacts. Close interaction. They kept in daily contact. The state or condition of touching or of being in immediate proximity. Litmus paper turns red on contact with an acid. The physical coming together of two or more things. The physical coming together of two or more things. Sensational in appearance or thrilling in effect. His striking good looks always created a sensation. The act of contacting one thing with another. Having a quality that thrusts itself into attention. A striking thing about Piccadilly Circus is the statue of Eros in the center. A number that identifies a position relative to an axis. Bring order and organization to. Bring, components or parts, into proper or desirable coordination correlation. Be coordinated. These activities coordinate well. Bring into common action, movement, or condition. Coordinate the painters, masons, and plumbers. Of equal importance, rank, or degree. Plan and direct, a complex undertaking. Form or join a union. Create, as an entity. Cause to be structured or ordered or operating according to some principle or idea. Bring order and organization to. Can you help me organize my files? Arrange by systematic planning and united effort. Organize a strike. Plan and direct, a complex undertaking. Form or join a union. Create, as an entity. Cause to be structured or ordered or operating according to some principle or idea. Bring order and organization to. Arrange by systematic planning and united effort. Twist together or entwine into a confusing mass. Change texture so as to become matted and felt-like. Mounting consisting of a border or background for a picture. A foundation, usually on soft ground, consisting of an extended layer of reinforced concrete. Not reflecting light, not glossy. A photograph with a matte finish. The property of having little or no contrast, lacking highlights or gloss. Sports equipment consisting of a piece of thick padding on the floor for gymnastic sports. A master's degree in teaching. A mass that is densely tangled or interwoven. A mat of weeds and grass. A small pad of material that is used to protect surface from an object placed on it. A thick flat pad used as a floor covering.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.